You know what? Sometimes the loudest thing that you can say is nothing. Because silence has a reputation and people think it means weakness, surrender, or fear. But you know what? The older I get, the more I realize that silence is not the absence of strength. It is actually what I have learned, the evidence of it. Because there are environments in life where noise is everywhere. Opinions are everywhere. Everyone will have an opinion. Negativity is also everywhere. Whispers, reactions, assumptions, expectations, they are everywhere. And you cannot control that. No, nobody can control that. But what you can control and what we can control is our energy, our boundaries, and our integrity. And that is real power. I used to think that whenever things around me felt chaotic, I always feel the urge to argue, explain, defend, clarify, and justify, as if I'm always in the courtroom. But over the years, I learned the simple truth. You don't need to participate in every conversations that you are not invited into, because not all the noise needs your answer, and not all the negativity deserves your attention, and not all the battles require your presence. No, you can also be absent in some, and silence is not losing. It is you choosing peace over pressure, choosing clarity over chaos, choosing dignity over drama. And there's one thing I learned also, that our biggest professional responsibility is, you know what? Is to protect our mindset. Because our mindset affects our performance, and our performance affects our own purpose. So if we let negativity enter our mind, well, it will just leak into our work, into our confidence, into our creativity, and even in our sleep. So what I can say and what I can only share is that we need to protect it. We need to guard it and respect it. Because our mind is not a public space. Our mind is our private sanctuary. And here's something people don't always admit. And no one wakes up every morning thinking, how can I motivate you today? Well, your boss won't, your team won't, and your environment won't, and life won't. So who will do that? There's nobody else but you. You have to motivate your own self, and you must be your own cheerleader. You must be the voice that says, stand up, try again, stay focused, keep going. You don't wait to have somebody to tell you and motivate you. You just need to create it. And sometimes the way to create it is by staying silent. In places that drain you, there were moments when I wanted to react. Moments when I wanted to defend myself. Moments when I wanted to answer back. But instead, I learned, now that I'm older, I learned to just choose silence. Not because I didn't have anything to say or something to say, but because I finally learned that peace is more important than being right. That silence, it's not about ignoring people, it's about honoring yourself. Because sometimes the moment you stop reacting, you grow, you rise, you become louder without even saying a single word. Because your work will speak. Your action, it will speak. Your character, it will speak. And your consistency, it will speak louder. So, what I can share right now to you, let them talk, let them assume, and let them misunderstand you. You can just stay silent, stay grounded, stay focused. Let your results be the volume. So if you're in a place right now where atmosphere feels heavy, well, you can always feel the noise. It might be overwhelming, but remember this. Silence is not emptiness. It is our own self-respect to ourselves. And in silence, it's not about hiding. It's about healing. And it's not a weakness. It is wisdom. So we don't really need to shout our worth, and we don't really need to force our own value, our own self-worth. We don't need to always defend our intentions. When the sound of silence becomes louder, that's when you know you've finally learned how to protect your own peace. This is Rowena. This is Raw, real, authentic, and worthy.